Hello, it is Shantel from Shantel is Probably Sorry. I don't have anything written down and I plan on making this like a short video. I have no clue what I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna talk about the movie, I suppose. And I have stuff to do, so again, I think this is gonna be short. But the Carmilla movie came out almost a month ago. It is the November 24th and the movie came out technically October 26th, but it hit certain areas on the 25th. But I watched it October 25th, which was about an hour or two after I posted my Carmilla movie trailer reaction, which I might drop in the description. I don't know, in case you want to see it. First of all, let me just say that the movie was so much more than I expected, actually. And that just in general, me watching it, it just caught me way off because it is a movie. The entire series we're used to one camera angle, except for that Christmas special they had, which was more than one camera angle, but at the same time it wasn't the same camera agility that you have when it comes to a movie. So first of all, it was a completely different vibe in that particular aspect. Of course, it was still Carmilla reminiscent. Never would I have expected the plot or the driving force of the plot to be what it was. It concerned Carmilla's human life. It concerned her past with Maman and the anglerfish. It concerned Elle. And the whole concept of a dreamland, especially considering how Elle would appear to Laura in season 1, the whole concept of a dreamland or nightmare land, or Elle being back to haunt Laura in her dreams and seeing that happen on the screen was just so interesting to me. And I think that the movie exceeded my expectations, especially because of course it was meant for the Creampuffs, but it was meant for more than the Creampuffs. It was kind of set up in a way that if I had never seen a single bit of the Carmilla series, let's just say I happened to be a fan of the novella and wanted to see the movie, they inserted a little recap or a little bit of a backstory, or at least reference to further backstory that wasn't included in the movie for people who hadn't actually seen the series, and I thought that was cool. And honestly, I've already done it, so I'm not doing it now. I'm not trying to make a whole bunch of noise, but just round of applause to everyone involved in this, to the actors, to the production team, who gave them the green light to do that, because honestly, it was such a joy and such a pleasure to watch, and I'm glad it exists. And to be continued, the anglerfish laid the eggs, and hello Maddie. Oh jeez. And then Mel with the... I know this review is kind of very discoherent, but it's kind of just me thinking about what comes to mind. I know my little trailer reaction, I said, I'm not gonna like Elle, am I? Quite the opposite. You guys. Elle? I don't know what it is about Elle. It's like her motivations were so simple, but at the same time, because of the way the character was portrayed by Dominique, you feel as if there's a lot more complexity to the character, as well as a bit of relatability. It wasn't the villain that you can't relate to in any way, shape, or form that's just like, oh, this ass, you're just trying to torment people for the sake of tormenting people. It wasn't that at all. Quite the opposite, actually. It's like, if I was in this situation, what would I do? Not that I would, never mind. I'm not saying that I would be an Elle. I'm just saying. So I actually liked Elle quite a bit. Honestly. I don't want everyone to get mad at me. There is a slight possibility that I like Elle more than I like Waverly. Do not fight me on this. I said it's a slight possibility. Okay, please don't fight me. Oh my god. Not that I don't like the Waverly, because I love Waverly. You guys know I love Waverly if you've seen my Winona Earp videos. You know I love the characters. It's just, there was something about Elle to me. As I said in one of my Flash videos, Listen, Elle could rip my heart out. I'd have no problem with it. Turn me into a pile of dust. What's that cursing? But since I am talking about Elle at this moment, you know what, actually, I'll think about it, because it's possible I don't like Elle more than I like Waverly. It's possible. So let me think about that, and by the time next summer rolls around, I'll let y'all know in the season 3 premiere of When on Earth. But again, speaking of Elle, one thing that was a tad odd to me was the resolution there, where the entire maybe last half of the movie, Elle has been the major antagonist and has fought hard with a goal in mind, and then, you know, she gets shot with a crossbow and kind of just sits there. It's like the only explanation will be a change of heart, but it just happens so quickly that it's borderline unbelievable, if not completely unbelievable. I just remember when I was watching it, I was like, oh, that's odd. Elle, you're not gonna get up and do anything? You know? But you know, nice to see the gang again. Oh, nice to see Nat and Elise working together. You know, I genuinely meant working together, but then my mind did something. You know, nice to see Carmilla and Laura and Laugh and Pear, and well, we saw Danny shortly, and Kirsch and Mel. It's nice to see everyone again. It was nice to get more content, more cream puff content. However, I suppose it is a good thing I did not make a reaction to the movie, because there was that one scene and if you watch my channel regularly, you know how I get at those type of scenes. Receipts. Whoa. I'm gonna die. I need a moment. I feel like I need to leave.
It's all me.
I don't know why I'm like this. Okay. But this. I'm having a hard time right now. Can you tell? When I tell you it took me 20 minutes to watch, however, I think the scene was like 1 minute long, right? It took me 20 minutes to watch that particular scene because I just freaked out and I left and I couldn't do it. I literally could not do it. I'm gonna see if I can find, I'm pretty sure I screenshotted it because I was freaking out to my friend, my only other friend who watches Carmilla stuff. I'd love to read them out loud so that you can see how much I was freaking out. I'd heard rumors and then it actually happened and it was happening and I just couldn't handle it. Like I couldn't handle it. Like I couldn't. I had to leave. I was freaking out. I was like, LOL, goodbye. Can't do this. Me just thinking about the fact that that exists is also another can't do this moment. I'm freaking out right now, very quietly. I'm trying to focus on my phone. I want to leave. I can't find it, okay? I could have sworn I took screenshots. I suppose I didn't. If I find them, I'll put them up on the screens. Just see me freaking out. You know, I saw somewhere, don't quote me on this, but that Nat and Elise choreographed that themselves. I saw that somewhere. I might be wrong. But if so, like, kudos to whoever let them do that. Seriously. Let your women who love women choreograph their scenes for women who love women. You know? Because their characters are women who love women. Wow, I just confused myself. You could see it. I could see it on my face, even though I can't see my face. I confused myself again. I could feel my face contorting into confusion as I was speaking. That's what I meant. Overall, just a very positive review of the movie. I loved it. Did you see the baby that they were holding in the credits? Does that mean they have a baby? You know, of course, it was also nice to see the ship. The ship is still sailing. Don't know how I feel about Carmilla being a vampire again. It doesn't really bother me, but at the same time, it is the whole thing with Carmilla aging and Laura not. But then again, when Laura was reporting at the end, there was a mention of a fountain of youth, and I've seen people discussing that online. Or I haven't been through the Carmilla tag since late October, so it's been a month. So if y'all have been saying anything on the internet, I haven't seen it. Part of it is disappointing that they're not both human. No, it's not disappointing. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm sure I'm missing a ton of stuff. If I didn't mention the costumes were great. Very simple set. They used fangs this time. They didn't use fangs in the series, which is understandable, but they did use fangs in the movie, and let me say, Nat looked great in them. And I would have to say that probably my favorite scene in the movie, or the scene that I want to watch over and over and over again, is where Elle confronts Carmilla. Isn't Elle just so dramatic though? Just like a little bit dramatic. But there's just something about that scene and acting in the scene and the script, the lines in that scene that just made it so interesting to watch. And every time I watch it, I feel something in my chest. And not just the scene of Carmilla and Elle, not just the confrontation itself, but Carmilla watching the confrontation, and Laura seeing Carmilla watching the confrontation, and then Elle walking into the room when the nightmare is on loop, and her face when she looks at herself, or the dream, the nightmare version of herself, and you can see something there. You know, in a way, Elle, not that Elle reminds me of Luna from The 100, but it's kind of that thing where it didn't have to be that way, but it ended up being that way. It could have been something else, but no, this is the way it's going to be. I don't know how to vocalize that better. I really hope that we do get a second movie. I know, don't want to ask for too much, but they said to be continued maybe, so I'm really hoping that that maybe comes true, because I'd really love that. I'm sure you guys would too. Okay, well, I do believe that is it. You can add me on Snapchat if you want. Leave comments if you want to talk about the movie. If I missed something, sorry. Didn't write anything down. This is kind of just the time that I've squeezed this into right here. Like it, but if you liked it, you can check out my description or the playlist on my channel to see what I watch. Except for Supergirl, I don't watch that. And you can subscribe if any of those things interest you. I may, at some point in the future, possibly do a Carmilla series rewatch, but it would be in the far future. Like months or more. Hope you're doing well. Have a wonderful day. I guess that brings me to bye. Aww, someone said your channel is gonna get big. I know, well, I only see half the comment, so. Well, thank you. You're very kind. I doubt that, but I appreciate your faith. Uploaded my Carmilla, oh, I gotta sneeze. Carmilla reminiscent. If you don't go away, bro. I know in my little trailer, in my little trailer, they didn't use fangs in the theory. I said theory instead of series. I hate this. There was a mention of a fountain of youth. They didn't use fang in the series. There was a mention of a fountain of youth. They didn't use fangs. They didn't use fangs in the